Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Robert Clancy from the Mindset Reset Show will be joining us coming up in about 20 minutes from now here on Late Night Health. Join us at latenighthealth.com, where we'll have a link to Shea Vaughn's website, and you can look at her book. We're going to talk about the breakthrough book, the 5 living principles to defeat stress, look great, and find total well-being. You should see her picture, folks. Hubba hubba. And I didn't, I should look so good. Daryl just said to me that we should paint me up to look like Sven Gulli.
Sven Gulli, yeah. He's a Chicago phenomenon. Yeah.
Yes, he is, and he looks much better than I do. Anyway, Shea, let's talk about your book and what that can bring to people.
Well, I mean, the book itself is truly a breakthrough. People have breakthroughs every day, and they don't even realize it. And there's some, and each one, can be bigger than another one. So there's little ones and there's bigger ones. But the 5, principles are really out there to help defeat stress, to feel good, to look great, and to find total well-being, as you had mentioned. So there
are a lot of books out there. Okay, what is your motivation? What is somebody's reason for picking up Breakthrough?
Well, the reason they want to pick it up is because these principles, commitment, perseverance, self-control, integrity, and love, these are the tools and the guides that's going to help you to change your life. There's not a lot of books out there that say, they say there's a lot of books out there that say this is going to change your life. But do they actually give you the tools to be able to do that? Do people truly understand what committing really means, and how do you really apply it within your life? And if it was easy, you'd already have it done. So you don't have it done, so you need to start with the commitment. And then secondly, perseverance. You got to do some work. You got to know that if you want something bad enough, there's going to be some work that you're going to have to do. And the work comes under the perseverance. And perseverance is really all about you're not going to walk away from it. You're not going to, just say, I can't do this. You might say that, but you're going to shoot that away, and you're going to replace that with, I can, and I'm going to make this work. I was committed to do this. I'm going to get through it. And self-control is really understanding that, we all want balance in our lives, but we can't have balance if we don't give it to ourselves. Nobody's going to give us anything. The work and the things that we need to accomplish in this world really don't have anything to do with money, but it has everything to do with ourselves and our mind.
But it also has to do with motivation, okay?
Of course, motivation, but, motivation comes because you're making good choices, because you're motivating yourself to be able, you see that you feel better, you see that you're thinking better, you see that the choices that you're making that are healthier are helping your children, are helping the loved ones in your life.
We both know and people that are couch potatoes. They sit, they maybe they go to work, they work a 9-to-5 job, they're overweight, they have diabetes, they have arthritis, they have all these diseases or disease states, and they just accept it as, well, that's how it is. There's in Hairspray, Harvey Fierstein, who wrote the book, who wrote the lyrics. There's lyrics that he actually sings that says, if you don't like the way I look, tough. I like the way I am. And my point is that some people do like the way they are. How do we break through them to say, hey?
Well, I don't know that I agree with you that some people like who they are.
Okay.
I think there's people out there that say they like who they are. I mean, I think you got to get to the point of loving yourself, not liking yourself. So when we were talking about commitment, perseverance, self-control, and that's where integrity really comes in. And integrity is truly being honest with yourself. How hard are you trying what does it really, take? You're already working, you're already, doing the hard work and everything, but you got to bring integrity. And people always say to me, why do you call it the 5 principles of wellness instead of the 5 principles of success? Because they want to bring prosperity into this. Well, you don't get prosperity unless you put all of these things together and you learn to love yourself, which is the 5th principle, which is love. And love comes out of this because you are so joyful that you powered through something that you really wanted to change in your life, and you were successful at that. So
you have to have self-love, too, before you can love other people.
Well, and that's true, and that's how you learn to love yourself, is by making these better choices, by really committing to something and sticking to it. The only things that we're doing as parents, when we're talking to us, I know I need to do that, and I'm going to do this, and I'm planning on this, and the kids never see them do it. And there's no success with that or love with that because they never got around to doing it. And why did they do that? Because they really weren't committed. They wanted it, but they wanted somebody to hand it to them. Life isn't made of that. And how many times do we say to our kids, look, I want you to learn this or that or the other thing because I want you to be prepared for success in life. And you're going to have to do some hard work to do that. So we know what we're telling our kids. How many times, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
How many times do you hear someone say to you, I'm doing my best? This is my one sentence that I kind of step back and go, really?
All the time.
You're best?
Yeah.
That's an excuse.
Yes, it is. And at the same time, you said a 4-letter word that is one of the biggest 4-letter words in the English language that people just don't want. And that's work.
Yeah.
They
want O-V-E, but they don't want to W-O-R-K. You're absolutely right. They don't want work. Oh, my God, I've got to do something for this.
People want instant wealth, instant success, instant weight loss.
Instant everything.
Instant everything.
Right. And the only thing that they get instant, and you and I know about that, is the food that they put in their mouth, in their body, and instantly get sick because of it.
Our guest is Shea Vaughn. She is the author of Shea Vaughn's Breakthrough, the 5 living principles to defeat stress. Don't try this at home. I am a professional. Look great and feel find total well-being. She's also the executive producer at the Women's Broadcast Television Network. There are other networks there as well. And we'll have links to Shea's various endeavors, if you will, all with the idea of making people and women particularly healthy, fit, and maybe a little prosperous. Shea, I wrote down another word here, and that's gratitude. I was walking into the studio, and I probably owe Daryl a dime because I found a dime down the street when I parked at the studio. And I was grateful. I said to myself, thank you. Just saying it to the universe. Is gratitude part of us?
Well, I think that gratitude is part of everything that happens to us and all the things and choices that we make in life. For instance, I wanted to build a television network because I wanted to give a voice to people out there that didn't have the chance to really host their own television network. And so I built that. I own WDTVN, which is now going to change to WWTVN because we have women on TV, we have direct sales on TV, and we're going to have worldwide television networks. And so these are the first OTT digital online TV networks with original content that are created actually, for women and are reaching and growing audiences of over 40 million. Because our partners are Roku, Apple TV, Google Play, Amazon Fire, Chromecast, and so much more. So when you talk about gratitude to me, oh my goodness, I have so much gratitude for the accomplishments, for the people that helped me, because you never do anything by yourself. You always need help, and we're thriving. And we're making a difference in people's lives that would never have the voice. Look at what you're doing with your podcast and the amazing people that you're bringing on to share their talents, their stories. And when people listen to them, they get inspired. They can, they look them up. They see how they can be helped. And these are great things that you're doing.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. I've been doing interviews in the health field and the alternative health field for over 40 years. I can't believe I said that out loud. And starting in the 70s, early 70s. And it's always nice to be able to share information. And we don't say, hey, you have to do this. We offer opportunity for people to say, I want to change my life. I want to follow breakthrough. I want to be more great, express more gratitude for life. I want to do this and have an opportunity to explore different kinds of focal points. I mean, we talk about allopathic medicine sometimes too, and offer a lot of things from energy healing to spiritual healing, like with Robert Clancy coming up in just a couple of minutes. As our time is running out, and I invite you to come back. We're going to bring you out to the studio, and you're going to co-host a couple of hours with us sometime in February or March. We'd already talked about that, and we're looking forward to that. What would be the number one thing that somebody who is listening to us now should do if they want to make physical and mental changes in their life? The number one thing that they should do to follow breakthrough from Shea Vaughn?
Well, the first thing that I think that they need to do is that they need to be, honest with themselves and commit to whatever that special thing that is the first thing that they want to really accomplish in 2019. Whether it's taking off 5 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever it is. Whether it's finishing up a book that they've started and they've, didn't get it done. Commit to whatever that is the most important thing to you right now and make that happen.
And figure out. I think that's also a problem sometimes, figuring out what you want to do with your life. And as we start 2019, we invite you to visit with Shea Vaughn here at Late Night Health. Go there, latenighthealth.com, but you can also go to Amazon and look up Breakthrough, Shea Vaughn's Breakthrough. Be sure to check out the Women's Broadcast Television Network. It's being, rebranded, and you'll be able to find out a lot about Shea as well as about you and your life. Shea, thank you very much. We're going to talk very soon. I look forward to that and having you come into the studio. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Be sure to join us at latenighthealth.com. latenighthealth.com. Coming up in just a couple of moments, Robert Clancy will be talking to us from the Mindset Reset TV show. Don't go away. More coming up.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. Although it's easy to draw a line in the sand, it's always worth the extra effort to draw from your heart. Hatred and anger are so easy to fall upon, especially when you become frustrated with someone. Love and forgiveness may take some work, but just look at the benefits. In the heat of the moment, you can easily say something regrettable, but you can also take a deep breath and think, is this worth the anguish? You can stand up and shout and protest against something you disagree with, but quite often, it's the quiet heart that speaks louder than any anger ever could. Tempered steel is strongest when it's been cooled. When you let anger pass you by, you will always return to a place of love.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit guidetothesoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on latenighthealth.com.
the latest from the greatest, the best in new music by classic rockers, with your host, the insane Daryl Wayne.
This is Alice Cooper, and if Daryl Wayne is insane, what does that make me? Criminally insane. Stick around to find out.
Many of the artist interviews for the latest from the greatest have been captured on audio book. There is a Volume 1 and Volume 2. Great information and conversations with people in the industry and people surrounded by the industry, and of course the rock stars themselves.
I'm the Reverend Al Green, and you're listening to the insane Daryl Wayne. And I said Wayne Insane.
You can find it on Amazon or Blackstone Audio. Search for the latest from the greatest from Daryl Wayne, Darrell Wayne.
Hello, this is Weird Al Yankovic, and you're listening to the insane Daryl Wayne, aren't you?